Grant Cardone is the CEO of Cardone Capital. Perfect person to talk to about the impact of what these policies could do here in New York, and it's good to see you. Let's start first off with the energy behind this young man and just how scary it is that we live in a country where it's this easy to find that kind of energy when you just start saying, I'm going to give you free stuff.
Well, look, man, this guy's going to gut New York City. There's already been $14 billion lost in that city. $500 million of it came from me. We were going to do projects there back in New York last year. And when we saw this starting to happen, we pulled out. Florida is going to be the biggest winner here. And it's a shame that free is now the word of the day to get people to vote for you or get to people to pay attention. This never happens, by the way. All you got to do is do the math across the country. Math doesn't lie. Numbers don't lie. People lie. Politicians lie. Every major city in America that has rent control has heavy regulations, fewer buildings mean more demand, and lower rents, okay, or higher rents, I'm sorry. In 15 of the major cities in the country, there's not one exception. These are all blue cities. Mamdani will send more people to the state of Florida. He'll be the greatest thing that happens to the state of Florida. And I believe, Rob, he'll also be the greatest thing that happens to the Republican Party, with more Democrats saying, hey, the Democratic Party left me, I didn't leave it.
Yeah, I think that's why Trump is saying, you know what, I'm going to stay out of this. I'm going to let this kid win because it's going to send a hell of a message to the rest of the country that we're just
100%.
And he's also going to be able to have the fight because Mamdani is going to have to come to him for federal funding, and Trump's going to be able to stand in his way.
Mamdani win, I'll just say, Rob, a Mamdani win is a win for Trump. It'll be something he could never, ever buy. And that, I agree with you 100%. He's staying out of the way because it will be a victory for Trump. And keep in mind, in 28, if he doesn't run for president again, which I doubt he will, he could easily run for governor of New York and go and clean that thing up.
Now, that is a very interesting idea. I want to get to just
Trump for governor of New York.
Yeah, I don't know if he want to take the demotion though. I don't know. He's
already taken a demotion. What are you talking about? Trump makes the best out of a demotion.
Let's talk for a second. Let's talk about housing. Specifically, I know you're a builder, you're in real estate. Here's what Mamdani said in 2021.
We can establish community land trusts to gradually buy up housing on the private market and convert it to community ownership. We can give tenants a right of first refusal to buy out their landlords when buildings go up for sale. And we can fully commit to a new era of social housing, ending subsidies for luxury housing development and using our wealth to build beautiful, high-quality social housing projects.
Why that sounds so great, right? If you don't have any money, it sounds wonderful. What's the problem?
Kamala ran on the same thing and said she was going to build 3 million homes in America. She's 2 million off from what it needs to be done. You can't build if you don't build. You simply have to build. Okay, now if you're going to run everybody out of the state, which is what's going to happen, that means it's going to erode the tax base. Yeah. But you still have to get rid of the regulations. If you don't get rid of the regulations, nobody's going to build in New York City. I pulled out of there again. If investors pull out, there's no money to build. Builders will pull out. Investors will pull out. $14 billion has left the city of New York City. 177,000 people have left that city. 25% of the population in New York City says they would consider leaving if Mamdani wins. And lastly, just this week, we had a spike in calls. We own 9,000 units between Miami and Palm Beach, mostly Boca. We've had phone calls. Hey, if this happens, we're moving.
Yeah, I can see that. And for anybody that thinks it's a great idea to start controlling rent, I think there's something like 100,000 units in New York that are off the market that just sit empty because there's no reason why they would be rented out. There's no way to make any money, and there's no reason to do capital improvements either. So you see that failure, and it just gets worse.
Yeah, 90% of the condos sold last year in the city of New York lost money.
Yeah.
We're running specials in Boca right now, Mamdani specials, okay? You have to pay your rent, okay? There's no communism or speak of communism allowed on the properties. No application fees for anybody fleeing New York, by the way. We let you in without an application fee. Golf lessons are extra, but everything else is on the table.
I like the golf lessons. That sounds good. It's getting to be that Florida time of year. Grant Cardone, good to see you. Thanks so much. You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us. We're different. We report the real news, no spin, just the facts. Turn to us, and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmidt tonight on Newsmax.